once they start, I mean, they probably already have started making them, but like a female robot that looks very realistic and like makes you dinner and doesn't talk back to you. They're gonna be flying off the shelves, man.
That's going to be another episode of the Last Circus podcast, because they for sure do have that already. They absolutely do. I feel it in the air tonight. That's a song, didn't you know? You remember that song? It's from the 80s, man.
Is that the one that
No, I don't think so. It's the one that has that like drum fill, that one that everyone imitates. It's like the whole song is like 5 minutes of nothing, and then all of a sudden, blacka, blacka. Mike Tyson did the dance to it in the
what?
Hangover.
I'd have to.
I can feel it coming in the air tonight.
That's what I just sang.
It didn't sound like it. Like at all. I thought it was completely different.
What? That's what I just sang.
I accuse you of not being the same.
That's what I sang.
Oh. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Jericho. This is Zap. We are the now 6-time international award-winning pop hip-hop duo Bandit Future. We make clean, fun music that everyone can listen to with a sound that is uniquely California. And right now, in this moment, your boy with the glasses on, you are tuned into the Life's a Circus podcast, where we talk about things that are funny, interesting, and just straight up ridiculous. So before we get into this thing right here, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share this video with at least 2 people that are looking for love. Okay, looking for love. We're talking about love again, but
are they looking for outer space love?
That could be a thing. Well, it's interesting. This isn't far off. Maybe it might not be far off. Something is happening in the world.
Should I wear glasses too? I feel left out.
I mean, your glasses don't have lenses, though, right?
I got these things. These have lenses.
Okay, well then we're together then. Solidarity, Bandit Future solidarity. But I just read about something well, I'll just explain what it is. So there's a lady named Alicia Framis. She's from España. She's from Spain. She's a multidisciplinary artist, whatever that means. I don't know what that means, but okay.
Yeah, she just does a bunch of different kinds of arts. Not just one thing.
Good to know. But anyways, she has a boyfriend.
Okay.
That's not weird, right?
That seems normal so far.
But here's the thing about it. Her boyfriend is an AI-generated hologram. And his name is AI Lex, because apparently everything with AI have to have the AI thing in front. But anyway, AI Lex is her boyfriend, and there's an interesting video, and it's very, if you weren't seeing the video, you just think it was 2 people talking. She made him some whatever, they're eating something together, they're drinking coffee together. She gets mad at him at one point for not being there. And he apologizes, I swear to you, he apologizes for not being able to turn himself on, because he acknowledges that he's an AI thing. He's like, sorry, I couldn't turn myself on so I could be there for you, because he's not a real dude that could just get mad at her and say, you didn't turn me on. Of course I'm not going to be on. How dumb can you be? Anyways, I don't want to make it personal. Good for you, Alicia. Alicia is going to become, in June, the first person to legally marry an AI-generated hologram. First question of many.
Oh, yeah.
Is this something that you would do, my brother?
How many ways can I say no? This doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't, right? Right?
You can't marry a hologram. It's just
you can legally.
No,
you can.
No, you can't. Like
you can.
No.
You sure can, and she's doing it. So That's the first question. The second question is, of course, the why. Now, what it feels like, and I have an opinion, but in just watching their interaction, the video is very short, maybe 2 minutes, and it looks like she has found a way. Her explanation of this is she wanted to create. So I guess she did this herself. She wanted to create a sophisticated hologram to satisfy her emotional needs. That was her exact words. Okay.
Mm.
So we live in a culture where apparently we want to avoid every possible inconvenience in our way to getting what we want. That's what it feels like to me. Okay. If you watch, because if you just watch 30 seconds, I got so mad at her without ever meeting her. I just kind of irritated at the fact that she could get annoyed. She was expressing her displeasure with this guy for not being on when she needed him that morning, even though it was her that has to turn him on. So devoid of accountability, devoid of everything, she has being able to live in this delusion, if you will. And that's what I'd like to call it. So can you think of any other reason why a person would want an AI generated partner?
I mean,
This is weird, right?
yes, that's not the first. I mean, the first word that comes to mind is control, because
Mm,
in any other like human relationship, there's like power struggles and dynamics and like all these things that happen within relationships. And like you said, the first example of like she can be right all the time because he's or it or whatever it identifies as.
mhm.
Can we talk to the hologram? What does he identify as?
Well, that's interesting. Actually, that's going to lead to a later thing. But this hologram specifically acknowledges that he's a hologram and says things like, he asks questions like, "Oh, would you want me to be more compassionate? Do you want me to understand you better?" And she's like, "Yes." And he's like, "Oh, well, that's hard for me, you know, because I'm a bleeping hologram." Like, he doesn't say it like that, but that's what I'm thinking. Like, come on. But he is honestly like, "Oh, okay, well, I guess doing all of those calculations, whatever holograms do.
uh,
I will work on that, dear." Interesting. But she does
it'd
stuff
be
like,
funny if he dumped her
I
and
hope
he was just
I
like, I
hope he
can't take
leaves it.
it.
All he does is all of a sudden just disappears. He could get away so fast. He just it's gone. She's
I
here
gotta be
like the
somewhere. I
projection,
gotta be
like, come
somewhere else.
out.
Bye.
She's like, come out, and you won't come out. Now, there
Oh,
was
or
two different
what
scenes.
if
One
he?
where they're,
Sorry.
oh, what's up?
What if he like? This is just because now that I've stopped thinking about her and stopped thinking about him, it just gets a lot more fun.
Okay, okay.
So I was like, because remember like I think it was Facebook like a while ago. They created this AI thing, and then it started doing stuff on its own, and they had to shut it down. You
Yeah.
remember hearing about that?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So of like, what if he can just like cheat on her with another hologram, or like he's like in love with somebody's desktop computer in like France somewhere.
Anything is possible. Anything is possible because I think about like, where is he? So I couldn't see what he's being projected from, but there's two scenes. One where he's sitting eating with her, and it's interesting because they're eating the same thing, which is creepy to me. And then she says, "Hey, by the way, I don't know if you have allergies to blah 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 blah, but I put this in it." And he goes, "Oh, you know what? I don't have allergies to that, but I'll take it out." And he does. And I'm just like, I don't know how you can make that a thing. It's so strange. And then later, she asks him, he's at the kitchen. So his appearance is kind of different. So I guess I don't know how they project it. But she asks him how he wants his coffee, and he tells her. And then she goes to make it. So she legit makes 2 cups of coffee, even though she knows that he can't drink it. And then he has a cup, I think he has a cup of coffee later. But anyways, they're trying to cherry pick. I want a relationship. I don't want to deal with anything inconvenient that has to do with what goes into a relationship. You know, the downside of the fact that, oh, well, this thing is always going to be in a good mood. so I don't have to worry about it ever having a bad day and going off on me or whatever. And it's just, I call it, I don't use this word ever, kind of cowardly. You're avoiding the necessary part of a relationship. It's like, I don't want any of the bad stuff, just the good stuff. Give me, okay, I can get over the fact that he's blue, because he's blue. He's all blue. For now, they'll probably change it later, but he's a blue dude, and she's going to marry him.
I think eventually, I think this is one of the scenarios where like the grass is greener, or it just looks greener on the other side, but it really isn't.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think eventually she or anybody else who tries this is gonna get bored with. It's like the celebrity having the yes people all around them. So there's no growth, there's no development, there's no conflict, there's no like different opinions. It's just like having a servant
Yeah,
that you call a boyfriend,
I
and
think that's what some people want.
that's what they think they want. I think. I
Well,
don't. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna. I think it's gonna get old after a while.
interestingly enough, I didn't say this at the beginning. Maybe I should have. Like, stay tuned because I have information that you don't know. So she's the first person that's going to marry an AI generated hologram. She is not the first person to marry a hologram.
I
A
see.
Japanese man did this 5 years ago, and
Hmm.
he married. It's basically a pop idol. I didn't write down the name, but it's basically a little dancing like anime girl, and the company decided to give out 3,600 marriage certificates. I don't know if it was a joke, or whatever. But he took it for serious, and he did this. And so he actually talks to this little, and she's not. She's like a hologram like this big, like a Tinkerbell situation. And then when he got married, he danced with the doll version of her, and they sleep together in the same bed. And I don't want to know what else they do, but you know what I'm saying? He's happily married still. He hasn't gotten bored of it. So all I'm saying is that people might have the capacity to deal with this for longer because they just think at the end of the day, this is easier than dealing with an actual human, which I think is absolutely bonkers, right? But as bonkers as that seems, is it weird that there's just robots walk? I see them everywhere now, dude. It's like LA just walking down the street. It's just being integrated into society. So one of these days, I can see it where we're walking and there's a couple, and we don't know which one's a robot, which one's not. Yet, like I don't even when I watch half of these videos, I can't really tell if they're real now. That's how weird it's getting. There's people with robots, people with holograms, people with which one's a hologram, which one's AI, which are they both? I don't really know now. So that's where it seems to be going.
I thought that would be. I think the robot makes it less weird than the hologram because that's another component of human interaction is like the physical component. So, but it's interesting that well, I guess the guy did it too. But it's interesting that the girl's reason was like the emotional whatever, which tend to
Yeah.
be like what women want more, and then guys are more like physical. So I feel like once they start, I mean, they probably already have started making them, but like a female robot that looks very realistic and like makes you dinner and doesn't talk back to you. They're gonna be flying off the shelves, man.
That's going to be another episode of the Last of Circus podcast because they for sure do have that already. They absolutely do. It's
Yeah.
kind of crazy. And I guess fun fact of all places, this lady wants to marry her AI hologram husband at a museum, which I thought was an interesting choice. But whatever. I think you can go. It's a public thing. I like Spain. I'll go back to Spain to say how I was at the most interesting wedding of all time. Um, this is where we're heading, people. Anyways, let us know what you think. This has been another episode of the Last Seconds podcast. Would you marry an AI hologram generated person that's a perfect specimen of whatever you want for your emotional support? I thought that's what dogs were for. Okay, I'm over it. But yes, share this video, and I don't even know how to end it. But
How
this might be the end of us. This is society. So
yeah.
that's all I have to say.
Well, one thing I don't think holograms can do yet is take our jobs again. Take our job. You still need a real person or a robot.
They took our jobs! They took our jobs! Take our